What's going on, guys? This is going to be part 2 to what if Minato recognized Obito during the Kyuubi attack. Now, if you've not seen part 1, I'll have that video in the info cards that you can find in the upper right hand corner of the screen, as well as in the what if playlist that you can find either on the homepage what if playlist, or you can go to the playlist section of the channel, click on all playlists, and then look for the what if playlist. You can find those there. So without any further ado, part 2 is going to pick up exactly where part 1 left off. So if you're watching this, I'm assuming you've seen part 1, so without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into part 2 of what if Minato recognized Obito. There would be more distrust towards the Uchiha clan. The villagers would know that it was indeed an Uchiha who destroyed the village, though the optics of the Hokage working alongside the leader of the Uchiha clan could soften the blow a little bit. Naruto and Sasuke would grow up in a different time. Naruto would grow up with the father, though Minato would be even busier than Naruto is in the Boruto era. Naruto as Hokage is during a time of peace. Minato would be Hokage during a time of turmoil. High tensions existed between the villages. It's possible that Naruto still acts out, likely even more so than he did originally, because his father not being around as much would be a trigger. However, Sasuke likely wouldn't have been the kind-hearted young boy that we saw before the Uchiha Massacre, since he would be all too aware of the stares that the Uchiha clan was given. As Naruto grows older, Minato will begin to train him, especially if Konoha manages to capture the Kyuubi before it gets reborn and falls into the hands of another village. This would make Naruto the most likely candidate for the sealing jutsu. However, there's a major problem that needs to be addressed here. In chapter 503, Minato states that it's physically impossible for him to seal away all of the Kyuubi's chakra. A common belief among fans is that Minato couldn't do this because Naruto was still a newborn baby, though this was never stated in the manga, which is something that needs to be brought up because this is merely headcanon. Also, it should be noted that Minato used an enormous amount of chakra during his battle with Obito. He used a variation of the Flying Thunder God Jutsu to teleport a Biju Bomb. Just using the basic Flying Raijin requires an enormous amount of chakra to perform, on top of using 2 more powerful variations of this jutsu to defeat Obito and to teleport away a Biju Bomb. But Minato expended even more chakra when you look at things more closely. Just summoning Gamabunta requires a lot of chakra, and Minato had to use the Flying Thunder God to teleport the Kyuubi, which is why he stated that it would require an enormous amount of chakra just to pull off this feat. It's possible that Minato stated that this was impossible to seal away the entire Kyuubi into Naruto because his chakra was nearly depleted. It's also possible that Minato could use an 8-sign seal to place the entire Kyuubi inside of Naruto, or if he has the support of Fugaku, placing the Kyuubi under a Genjutsu, he could split the Kyuubi's chakra in half, putting half of it inside of Naruto and the other half inside of himself. I believe that this would be the most likely scenario, but it should be noted that Minato did flat out state being a non-Jinchuriki meant that the only way he could seal away all of the Kyuubi chakra was using the Reaper Death Seal in conjunction with the 8-sign seal, so there is a gray area here, and it would be disingenuous for me not to acknowledge that this does exist. Going with this scenario where Minato has his full chakra and is able to split the Kyuubi chakra in half, then this would mean that Naruto and Minato would be Jinchurikis. This is also where a major change would occur. Naruto would still struggle with learning to control his chakra, but having Minato there with him to guide him means that it's very likely that Naruto isn't as horrible at chakra control as he was during the first 15 volumes of the Naruto manga. However, the downside is that Naruto likely doesn't learn the Shadow Clone Jutsu, which, while it is a B-rank jutsu, was stated to be a Jonin level jutsu. This also means that Naruto would never learn the Shadow Clone Jutsu as early as he did in the story, since it is a forbidden ninjutsu. However, to make up for this, it is very possible that Jiraiya pops in and out of the village to train Naruto due to the fact that Minato is still alive. Where things get interesting is Kakashi. It can be argued that seeing his former teammate go as far as he did, all because Kakashi killed Rin, pushes Kakashi into a darkness that he can't be pulled out of if we take into consideration the Kakashi Anbu filler arc arc from the Naruto Shippuden anime, then it can be assumed that Minato will work hard to pull Kakashi out of this darkness. Before making Kakashi the leader of Team 7, Minato would take him to Kushina's grave. He would tell Kakashi that Naruto is all that he has left of Kushina, which is why he trusted Kakashi enough to protect and nurture his son. For Kakashi, this would be a huge burden, but it would allow him to take the final steps towards putting his own tragic past behind him. Meanwhile, I do believe that Orochimaru would be recruited into the Akatsuki. If we take into consideration the Naruto Ninja Escapades OVAs, then it's possible that Orochimaru joins the Akatsuki for the reason to wanting to use the group as cover to continue his quest to learn more about the jutsu of the world, as he sought to find the answer to immortality. However, eventually his ambitions would cause him to leave the group. Orochimaru is too ambitious of a character to remain a member of a team for too long. The Land of Waves is where things get really interesting. Zabuza wouldn't be a rogue ninja, but Gato would likely hire a rogue ninja in order to take over the Land of Waves. Naruto would have a chip on his shoulder, similar to Boruto, in that he would want to establish himself outside of being the Hokage's son. However, Naruto on his worst day is nowhere near close to what Kushina was. Kushina Uzumaki's temper was legendary, which means that I believe that Minato would know how to handle Naruto and would appease him by giving him a C-rank mission so as to keep Naruto moving along. The Ganning team meant to accompany Tazuna likely returns early, which forces Minato to make a decision. Does he ignore the Land of Waves, or does he send a team of Jonin to handle the problem? In my opinion, Minato would send a team of Chunin led by an accomplished Jonin to handle the Land of Waves. The most likely option would be to send someone like Itachi, who was praised as a generational genius, or to send Shisui. In my opinion, given the mission to the eldest son of the Uchiha would be better usage of optics. After the completion of the mission, the Great Naruto Bridge will be known as the Great Bridge of Itachi. The Chunin exams would be a real interesting change. Konoha would have less ninja than they did before, but it's possible having the entire Uchiha clan there makes it likely that the quality of ninja was better than it was originally. I could see it going either way when it comes to Orochimaru forming an alliance with the Hidden Sand Village. For Orochimaru, the abundance of Uchiha makes it easier for him to get his hands on a Sharingan, but one thing about Orochimaru is that he values quality over quantity. It is for this reason that I believe that Orochimaru would decide to go after Sasuke. He could have had any random Uchiha, but originally in the original Naruto story he chose Itachi. In the filler scene from Naruto Shippuden, we see Orochimaru spying on a young Itachi training, which should be noted was never shown in the Naruto manga. I believe this for two reasons. The chaos of the Chunin exams allows him a perfect chance to take a young Uchiha. Also, Itachi and Shisui would be too powerful and have too much experience. This would mean that at some point Sasuke would be given the curse mark. The fact that Minato is alive makes it more likely that Orochimaru doesn't kill the 4th Kazekage. He would need every bit of help that he can get in order to bring down Minato. Posing as one of the guards for the Kazekage, Orochimaru and the 4th Kazekage would attack Minato during the final exams, while the Sound 4 put up a barrier seal. Minato would have some difficulty fighting the 4th Kazekage and Orochimaru, especially if the latter uses Edo Tensei to revive the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd Hokage. It would see Minato fighting one of the 5 Kage, a member of the legendary Sannin, and the first 3 Hokage. Sarutobi likely would have been brought back to life simply because it's possible that Orochimaru had collected his DNA at some point during his time when he was still in the village. However, the moment Minato enters into his perfect sage mode, the fight will be over rather quickly. The Edo Kage will be much weaker than the versions we saw during the 4th Great Ninja War, and they would be sealed away. Orochimaru and the Kazekage would be defeated soundly. The Sound 4 would be taken down with ease as well, especially if Minato can overpower their barrier using the sheer volume of the Kyuubi's chakra. Meanwhile, a better trained Naruto and Sasuke would be locked into a battle with Gaara. However, the battle with Orochimaru after it's finished, it's likely that Minato spams the Flying Thunder God to dispose of all the ninja who are attacking the village. Legends would be formed about how a yellow streak of light dispatched of the Sound and the Sand ninja with ease. By the time Gaara allows the One-Tails to take control, Minato would arrive in a golden glow of light, either using a high-level sealing ninjutsu or the sheer power of the Kyuubi. Minato would soundly defeat Gaara. In the time afterwards, the Hidden Sound Village would be broken up and the Hidden Sand Village would be hit with extreme sanctions. As part of the reason for Gaara's father agreeing to attack Konoha was the Hidden Sand Village was having work taken away from it by the feudal lord cutting their funding and by Konoha taking all of their clients. Attacking Konoha while showing the Sand Village strength during the tuning exams was supposed to be a sign of military strength. This would have backfired severely in this scenario. Konoha could take the Hidden Sand Village's actions as being a sign of war. It certainly would be justified. However, I do believe that the two feudal lords of the nations would meet, or Minato would use his position as leverage to form a harsher peace treaty between these nations while imposing tougher sanctions on the Sand and the Sound Village and forcing the fourth Kazekage to step down. Where things get tricky is Orochimaru. Normally, a rogue ninja is put to death once he's captured. For Orochimaru, this still remains a likely case. Not only had he attacked the Hidden Leaf Village, but after becoming a rogue ninja, he'd done so while working alongside another nation. On top of that, Orochimaru used forbidden ninjutsu to do so, reanimating the 3 dead Hokage. Sasuke's curse mark likely gets sealed, but if it's a seal similar to the one Kakashi used, then it would depend on Sasuke to remain in check in order to keep that power from taking over. The influence of the curse mark could likely grow. This becomes even more likely if Zetsu decides to make a move on Sasuke, similar to how he did with Indra during the Naruto Shippuden filler arc, influencing him from the shadows. The motivation would be to poison Sasuke's mind over time because he is Indra's reincarnation and Obito is in jail, with Orochimaru likely being executed and Kabuto being locked away. The test subjects at Orochimaru's labs are likely being set free and returned to their villages. Over the next 3 years, the Akatsuki will begin to make their move. First, by sealing away 2 Jinchuriki during the 3-year time skip. Given the poor relations between the nations, it's possible that the Akatsuki are also able to collect the 1 and 2 tails without going over the radar. Deidara and Sasori would have a bit of trouble taking down Gaara's father if he wasn't already locked away in prison, but if he was, Gaara would be defeated soundly. The problem that comes is with the 3 tails. Sasori was assigned to capture the 3 tails, who was a perfect Jinchuriki. There's no way that Deidara and Sasori would be able to bring down the 4th Mizukage. This means that the 2 of them are killed off, since Deidara can't use C0 because they were supposed to capture Jinchuriki alive, and they were specifically told not to kill them. The headbands of Sasori and Deidara would be enough for Yagura to demand a 5 Kage summit, where he would display the bodies of Deidara and Sasori, demanding answers from the Sand and the Stone Village. It's possible that it would be here that Minato would share the information he likely gotten from Jiraiya during his time tracking Orochimaru. Minato would inform the other Kage of Jiraiya's suspicion that Orochimaru joined the same group that Deidara and Sasori are part of, looking for massive chakra sources, which they would now know were the Jinchuriki. Armed with the knowledge of what their enemy was after, but not knowing who this threat was, there would likely be no alliance because the 5 great nations did not have good relationships during this time. The Hidden Stone Village would make an effort to track down the Four Tails, who is said to be just as prideful as Inoki, but I don't think they'd be able to locate him in time. Despite being armed with this knowledge of the Akatsuki, not knowing where their enemy operated would be a huge problem. Given how critical the sealing of the Jinchurikin order was, I could see Nagato dispatching the 6 Paths of Pain and Konan in order to capture Yagura. I believe that the 6 Paths would be successful given their abilities were unknown and the sheer hacks that each of them has would pose to be a huge problem. Nagato could use the human path to rip out Yagura's soul and then have the Naraka path take his dead body back. At that point, Yagura could be revived and immediately sealed away, and this is not very far-fetched since this was exactly Kabuto's plan to do with Naruto and B, as stated in volume 58 of the Naruto manga when Nagato and Itachi fought against Naruto. As the Akatsuki continued to collect the Jinchuriki, Jiraiya would finally learn the location of Pain and find out that he's in the Hidden Rain village. Minato would sense how dire the situation would be, knowing that the Akatsuki would one day come for his son as well as for himself. Minato would insist on traveling with Jiraiya to the Hidden Rain village, since they would be able to use his Flying Thunder God jutsu if things got tricky. If it came down to a fight, Minato and Jiraiya would win the battle, even if all 6 paths attacked. This might sound crazy, but there's something that should be noted. Jiraiya did manage to take down 3 of the paths on his own. Minato would have deduced their abilities of the support and the offensive paths much sooner than Jiraiya did. Also, he would have more than enough chakra and Hack's jutsu to turn the battle quickly and do it in a manner to where Jiraiya could enter into his Sage mode. By fighting the 6 paths of pain in the Hidden Rain village, they would also have an advantage. Nagato couldn't unleash his full power unless he wanted to harm the villages. The 6 paths would be defeated by the combination of an imperfect Sage mode Jiraiya and a KCM Minato. It's also very possible, using either Sage mode or KCM, that Minato is able to track down Nagato's location. It would be here that Jiraiya will whip out the Talk no Jutsu manual. If it came down to a fight, Nagato would have to throw his desire to protect his village all to the side in order to use Chibaku Tensei on Minato or Jiraiya. However, it should be noted that when Nagato was faced with Naruto and Naruto was about to give into the Kyuubi chakra, that he appeared to struggle to contain the Kyuubi. If Minato had mastered the Kyuubi chakra, which I believe he would have been able to do, then Minato would have bust out of it with ease. It is also here that Nagato would be soundly defeated. It would be from here that the remaining Akatsuki would be rounded up, leaving Zetsu to plot Kaguya's revival from the shadows, somehow hoping to recruit Sasuke Uchiha. Well guys, that's it for my what if today. As you can see, in my opinion, Minato discovering Obito would change a lot. Most of it would be for the better, though some parts are up for debate, since things like Minato's character statements in chapter 503 are up for debate as to if he could have sealed away the entire presence of the Kyuubi's chakra. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video, guys.